Breaking news right now as we get an update from the scene in Kearns of a standoff this morning.
Take a listen in.
Time to do those notifications themselves, give them privacy. So while we have the name, my first and foremost, regardless of the circumstances, is his family needs to have some time to talk to their loved ones.
Are you confirming the sex, though?
It is an adult male.
Do we know, were there guns in the house? Is that something you can talk about yet?
Yeah, so at this point, we have our investigations team coming out, and they're going to go into the home and do that investigation. So I'm not going to be able to release any of that. Sorry, I'm just noticing there's a vehicle approaching. So just want to make sure they're going to see all of us standing here. Okay, my apologies.
Do we know if he shot himself? Do we know if that's the method?
Yeah, an individual took their own life. I'm not going to go into the details at this point on the method or any of that.
So we had those details coming in this morning that he was on protective order, came to the house. What was the explosive threat? Can you give us more details about that now that this has been resolved?
Yeah, so there was just, the individual had made threats that they were going to destroy the home. So obviously, as I had mentioned before, with gas lines being involved, that's why we turned off the gas. So whether that could have been an explosion, started a fire, that's unclear at this point, and we may not know that answer. But that was our concern, hence we turned off the gas to prevent that from happening.
So you mentioned before that there was a number of threats. Was it just that he was going to cause a lot of destruction to the house, or were there other threats in addition to that?
Yeah, there were additional threats, but we're not going to go into the specifics of that just due to the open pending case with this. And obviously there's people we have to talk to who were involved in that. And fortunately, they just got some very devastating news. So we're going to, tread lightly at this point in time and getting that interview because they've gotten some very unfortunate news this morning.
And in terms of the surrounding neighbors with the evacuations, what does that look like?
They have been allowed to go back to the residence and get back on with their day. Again, we notified the school. We let them know as soon as we knew the update as well. Hence, we didn't put out any notifications to the school.
So the school's aware of everything, and they're handling it in their own way?
They'll handle it their own way, but they were made aware of the situation when we knew it. But of course, we wanted to make those notifications to the family first, as far as coming back to the media and letting you guys know what had occurred.
Now, based on what you know so far, is there any concern about what's in the house? I mean, you're going to go in and look in there, but is there, because explosion was on your mind, was there any other considerations that there's a threat to the neighborhood at all?
Again, I think you're kind of pushing a little bit more on the explosion word, where we just had concerns for him saying that he was going to destroy the home. We turned off the gas for safety. So we do have detectives who will go in there and check the premises.
Yeah, just clarifying in case there's something else that we're missing so that we can say yes or no.
Yeah. No, we have detectives who are going to go into the home and check the home, and if there's any safety concerns, we'll let people know. But at this point, we don't believe that there's any more threats to anyone, as far as even just explosions, fires, any of that.
Was it their own home?
Yes.
And again, we're hearing from Sergeant Amy Race right now, the PIO with Unified Police Department, and she's telling us what we understood this morning was this whole situation started out as a domestic violence incident where this man went to the home. There was a restraining order. He was not supposed to be at the home, and that's where the whole thing started. But it sounds like now it's over.
Yeah, this was a home in Kearns. Homes in the nearby area were evacuated, and what we gathered from joining that news conference that was happening live, you heard it as well, that suspect seems as if he took his own life. Also, Sergeant Ray saying there's no other threat at this point to the public.